Today, we are going to talk about the hidden strength of the ENFP personality type and the ENFP badass gene. Did you know that being a badass is hardwired into your DNA as an ENFP? Well, it's true. I've done my research on ENFPs both personally and on my website and through my personality tests, and the numbers are incredibly telling. You guys are, while sure, socially shy, not meek or fragile. You're tough and fierce when it comes to speaking out for your ideas and for your passions. While ENFPs tend to be highly benevolent and intuitive types, ENFPs are also extremely adept at manifesting their ideals as practical action. That means thinking on your feet about ways to get your ideas done. Basically, how can I do it right now? How can I make it happen? How can I put this into action? Beyond that, ENFPs are extremely brave in the sense that they are able to dive into the unknown and solve mysteries no matter what risks lay waiting ahead. You will go for it. You will find what's behind the other side of the door. You will ask the questions that nobody else dares to ask. You will find yourself diving in or testing or trying out new things, even if you don't know what it is, or even if you don't know if it's good or bad yet. My name is Eric Thor, and I've been dating an ENFP for about 4 years now. And having an ENFP fiance has been like an extra channel of courage in my life. And it is thanks to her that I got the guts to move to another country and to start up a new life for myself. And for me, it's like having an extra source of courage in my life that I can pull from whenever I feel weak or whenever I doubt myself. Now, when looking at the ENFP cognitive functions, we first see extroverted intuition in the lead. This is the dominant function of the ENFP, and this is the most obvious function in an ENFP. Basically, this is what makes you as an ENFP a natural detective. You can figure out why people are saying what they are saying. You can translate abstract thoughts. You can figure out quickly what people mean when they talk about something. You can understand theories quickly. You learn fast. You're able to kind of puzzle out what's happening or what's going to happen next. You're able to see future chains of events, short-term thinking, okay, and then that will happen, and then that will happen, and then that will happen. And so this is the function you should pull from the most as an ENFP. If you need confidence, if you need strength, if you need energy, go into extroverted intuition, and that function will help guide you in that direction because you're naturally good at it and you get a lot of energy from using it. It gets more complicated when we talk about the secondary function of the ENFP, because what is the secondary function of the ENFP? A lot of people will point to introverted feeling. However, is that really the truth? What I've found is ENFPs value introverted feeling highly. That means it is something very important to the ENFP. Basically, what ENFPs do is they kind of idealize sensitivity. They believe sensitivity, fragility, emotional depth, authenticity, character, integrity are important things. They believe this is what we need to protect in our society. People need to be able to be themselves. People need to have their own identity. People need to be able to live their own truth. We should let everyone have the space to be themselves. However, what I have noticed is ENFPs are far more adept at extroverted thinking. That means ENFPs are more skilled, more strong in the use of extroverted thinking. That means ENFPs, they tend to be highly practical and very direct and very ambitious and very hardworking in the sense that they put a lot of effort and a lot of thought into what resources are necessary to realize their ideals, what actions they need to take, what practical plans they could take, what steps or tools they could use. ENFPs basically look around and see, what could I use? How could I make it happen? How fast would it be possible? How long time would it take? How much energy do I need to put into it? How much effort? What do I need to learn? What skills do I need in order to make this happen? That means ENFPs, they are constantly thinking, okay, I need to improve on myself. I need to work harder. I need to study more. I need to learn these skills. I need to get that tool. I need to put this to practice in order to protect what is most important to me, which is my integrity, my personality, my freedom, my right to be myself, my honesty, my life, my right to live my own life and my own truth. That means ENFPs, they're constantly thinking about how to protect introverted feeling. They're constantly obsessing with how to manifest it, how to lure it out, how to empower it, how to give it strength. And extroverted thinking is that tool, that sword that ENFPs pull in order to stand up for this. Now, what I've seen in fiction is ENFPs are often freedom fighters, like Erso from Star Wars, or like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, fighting vampires and narcissists, you could say. ENFPs are also people that tend to, in many ways, be like the undercover journalist, like the Betty Cooper from Riverdale, the person that goes, okay, what's happening here? What is that cult doing? What are their plans? What is their hidden agenda? Where are they going? How do I figure this out? And that may name ENFPs, they are certainly badass in that they can put themselves in the line of fire to stand up for what is right. Now, the interesting thing is when you talk about these characters, like if you talk about, for example, Betty Cooper from Riverdale, a lot of these types, they wrestle with their own inner darkness or shadow. Because what if in fighting evil or protecting good, you become the evil that you're trying to fight? What if you end up using strength in a way that you shouldn't? What if you end up doing unethical things in order to stand up for ethics and for what's right? Does wrong justify wrong? Can I use evil to fight evil? So this is kind of the dilemma of the ENFP. How do I protect my own weakness, my own sensitivity, my own inner authenticity? How do I fight while standing up for what I want to protect, which is often peace and harmony and, yeah, people's right to be themselves? How do I make sure that I value my own integrity and my own weakness and my own struggles and my own emotional problems? And how do I avoid basically channeling or pushing myself too hard, or basically, um, yeah, how to summarize it? The more you find yourself pushing with extroverted thinking, the more energy you put into fighting against something or fighting for something, often the more numb you can feel in your body. It's like you lose your feelings. It's like you lose your sensations. It's like you don't feel anymore. You're just in this mood of fighting, 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 and speaking out and being more aggressive and being more pushy and fighting harder and putting more energy, more effort into something. And in that, you really feel like you're starting to lose yourself and your feelings and who you are, your sense of identity as an ENFP. And this is the dilemma of the ENFP, because introverted feeling should always be a natural priority of the ENFP. You should always have that as the key goal. You should not reduce yourself to a warrior princess. You should kind of allow yourself to fight for a purpose, and the purpose should be most important. Never forget the purpose on the journey. Never forget the goal you're headed towards while you're walking. Basically, that's the most important rule. And that's how you be an ENFP badass with emotional depth and integrity. I hope this video can help you as an ENFP. Thanks for watching. And if you have any thoughts on this, or if you have any experiences with ENFP badass gene, let me know in the comments down below. When was the time that you were a badass as an ENFP?